I love coming to the West Coast. I like the scenery, I like the vibe, I love the food. I love how you can go and have completely decadent food and then the next day have the greenest juice on the planet that somehow is healthy and full of so many superfoods that you've never even heard of. I also love Los Angeles because of the fashion. I think that when you walk down the street, you can't tell where anybody's from. I mean, some people look a little East Coast that are dressed up. Some people are, wearing army boots with like the cutest little floral dresses, and then people have on jackets. Like, people have a serious jacket game, and it's 90 degrees outside, and somehow they don't look like they're sweating. I respect it.
You can tell a lot about a city by looking at its fashion. I've come to LA this time to try to get a better understanding of what Los Angeles style is. I caught up with California native and current LA inhabitant Josie Maran to ask her about it. Josie's a supermodel, like a real one, and she happens to run one of the coolest beauty brands around, Josie Maran Cosmetics.
Southern California style, I would say, is like half surfer, skater, super relaxed, half like really Hollywood. LA's, everyone's really into style, but it's much more about like being outdoors and being a pop star. Kind of mixing all that up.
Well, but I appreciate that because when you walk the streets, there's so many different pieces of style.
Yeah.
I mean, when you go out to dinner with your girlfriends, it must plague you what to wear based on that.
I guess it used to, but now I got my own thing going on.
Now
So,
we're a little more centered, a little more
yeah.
comfortable.
But yeah, I mean, the cool thing about LA is that anything goes. So that's what's actually a lot more inviting, is that as long as you've got a point of view, it doesn't matter what it is.
But let's talk about your sense of fashion, because it could probably seem to somebody as very eclectic, but are there pieces that you gravitate to that are for sure always guaranteed in your wardrobe?
I love vintage clothes. So yeah, you'll always find just like very unique pieces that I just like throw on. I mean, my style changes a lot. On QVC though, I only rock BB. It's like some weird good luck thing.
Yes.
So I rock BB on QVC, which I love because it's like good for TV costume.
But do you feel like that dressed up, like sexy
it
woman?
helps me like become kind of the showman.
Yeah.
And instead of like just regular Josie.
But regular Josie though is kind of awesome. So
Thank
like
you.
when
so regular Josie's happening off camera.
So regular
and right now.
Regular Josie that's 9 to 5, 10 minutes up the street.
Yeah.
What do you wear to hold like an office meeting?
Oh gosh, my office is very casual, so I wear just a dress. I love dresses because you don't have to think about what to put on the top and the bottom. It's literally just out of laziness that I like dresses. No, it also helps bring out my feminine spirit. But to the office, we're very casual, so like sometimes I'll just rock cutoffs and a tank top. Like that's how chill it is. And I never wear shoes. This is a rare moment, and on QVC is like rare. But I'm barefoot. I have a dream of, this is really weird, getting diamonds implanted in the bottom of my soles.
Like of a shoe or
No,
like your
of my
legit
bare
soles?
feet.
Why diamonds?
I want it to be very fancy and chic, and I also, when I walk, I want to like kick up light.
Yeah.
But I also, so I'm thinking like just as protection, because they don't chip.
I like it.
Thank you.
I'm not upset about it.
We'll do another interview when I have them, and we'll walk me down the street, and I'll be like kicking up amazing light.
Well, make sure your insurance policy is intact first.
Okay, so diamond feet might be too fashion forward for the rest of us, but Josie mentioned a love of vintage, and vintage clothing is definitely a big part of the style in LA. It just so happens our friend Cameron Silver owns one of the coolest vintage stores in Los Angeles, Decades. I stopped by the store to chat with fashion director Morgan Ray.
You're a West Coast girl.
I am.
Born and raised.
Yes.
We've spent the week in Los Angeles. How do you describe your Los Angeles style?
It's definitely more low key, but it's about taking some risks. And I feel like LA is always open to something new and edgy and cool, and something that you're not necessarily gonna see on the streets of New York. We're not necessarily as polished, but we are a little funkier and edgier.
I agree. Define LA street style.
Okay, street style to me is something it's funky. It's something different. It's not just jeans and a t-shirt. It's what accessories are you wearing with it? What attitude are you wearing with it? What bag? And just something that's different. I am always looking for people to spark my imagination and creativity. So anything that's sort of out of the box is street style to me. Something that you've put together, not that someone else has put together for you.
So individuality and personal expression seem to be key components to LA style. But it seems like confidence is another important thing. You can get away with taking risks here, but you have to have confidence. Like Morgan said, what attitude are you wearing with it? I thought I'd talk to some people on the street that seem like they've got their style together about confidence and how or when they got it.
Okay, so it's like 70 degrees here. You've got tweed, you've got texture. Did it take a while to build up that confidence to know everything plays really well together?
It did. It did take me a while for me to get that confidence to put on whatever I like. And I guess since you're in this area, you get a little bit of the vibe, and now it's pretty easy, just whatever I want.
Now you seem like a woman who's very confident in her style. At what age did you finally discover that confidence?
Oh God, that had to have been about 25. I'm about to be 49, so it's about 25.
49, I'll have what she
The more time I spend here, the more I tend to agree with Josie Maran. Los Angeles style is really a tale of two styles. There's the relaxed, casual, laid back, but still really cool vibe. And then there's the Hollywood, the glam, almost over the top vibe. They seem like they're completely different, but both rely on one important thing: individuality. Los Angeles style is about standing out. It's about expressing yourself through fashion. And LA is a place that allows for all sorts of self-expression.
I remember it was 2011, the first time that I visited Los Angeles, and it was such a Hollywood experience. We were here at the Four Seasons shooting for our red carpet style show, and me being from the small town in Georgia that I was, thought that when you got dressed up, it was the little black dress that everybody was talking about. So I got a little black dress with sequins, and I thought that would be good for an award show party. And it wasn't. It was probably the worst decision I could have made, but my friend Mark Zeno hooked it up and let me wear a dress off one of the racks of his studio, and that just forever changed the game of what I thought going to Hollywood looked like and felt like, because you just saw yourself as a different person, like the most glamorous one of all times. And I will never forget that trip for that purpose, because it's probably one of the only Cinderella moments besides my wedding that I've ever had.
I love Los Angeles, and I can't wait to come back, if for nothing else, just to see what people are wearing.